praise His holy name. God is so wonderful, I can explain, but I can say, glory, hallelujah, praise His holy name. He's wonderful because He saved me. He's wonderful that He forgave me. He's wonderful, wonderful, so very wonderful, wonderful that He is mine. God is so wonderful, I can't explain, but I can say, glory, hallelujah, praise His holy name. He's wonderful because He saved me. He's wonderful that He forgave me. He's wonderful, wonderful, so very wonderful, wonderful that He is mine. For our next song, let us sing For God So Loved the World. For God so loved the world, He gave His only Son to die on Calvary's tree, from sin to set me free. Someday He's coming back, what glory that will be. Wonderful His love to me. Let us sing it one more time. For God so loved the world, He gave His only Son to die on Calvary's tree, from sin to set me free. Someday He's coming back, what glory that will be. Wonderful His love to me. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Mountain View College, I warmly welcome all of our parents and guardians to our 2026-2027 Parent Orientation. Before I read the parts and the participants for this morning's devotional, I would like to make an appeal. Dili ni pang baptize. I would just like to invite all of you to come forward so that the parents who are still traveling and maybe will arrive later, dili sila maulaw to sit here in front. So please everyone, come forward. Let us make it as our culture here at MVCA nga dili ta maulaw to occupy the front seats. Thank you so much. Okay? All right. There you go. Thank you so much, dear parents. As we begin a new school year, we are reminded that education is a shared journey between the home and the school. And together, we work toward nurturing young people who are academically prepared, spiritually grounded, and committed to serving God and others. This morning's program is officially began with our song service led by Assistant Professor Emeline Tabaranza. We were blessed by the meditation rendered by our incoming grade 8 students, Miss Mary Lagan and Miss Thea Estocada. Following these welcome remarks, we will sing our opening song, The Family of God, after which Miss Sophie Dayan Nyanga, one of our faculty members at MVCA, will lead us in our opening prayer. We will then be blessed with a special song from our selected, beautiful, mga cute, junior high school students. They are all girls. And then we will have our inspirational message that will be given to us by Assistant Professor Emilita Baol, our guidance counselor at Mountain View College Academy. To conclude our devotional program, we will sing When God is in the Family, and Assistant Professor Rene Biclar will offer the closing prayer. Our pianist this morning is Mr. Kyrie Benta Baranza, and your presider this morning is yours truly, Rodjin Claire Doliano. Once again, welcome to Mountain View College Academy, and may we feel the presence of the Lord this morning as we have our devotional.
Let us all stand and sing, I'm so glad I'm a part of the family of God, for our opening song.
I'm so glad I'm a part of the family of God. I've been washed in the fountain, cleansed by His blood. Join heirs with Jesus as we travel this sod. For in part of the family of God. You will notice we say brother and sister round here. It's because we're a family and these folks are so near. When one has a heartache, we all share with tears and rejoice in each victory in this family so dear. I'm so glad I'm a part of the family of God. I've been washed in the fountain, cleansed by His blood. Join heirs with Jesus as we try
Let us pray. Our most gracious, kind Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessings that you have showered to us each and every day. We thank you also for bringing us safely here together, and may you bless our devotional and our parent orientation meeting together with the parents, teachers, and students with wisdom and unity. May you continue to mold us into your servant and guide us that whatever we may do, we could always glorify your name. All these things we ask in the loving name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Come unto me, the Savior said, learn of me, listen to my words. The multitudes that followed there in Galilee marveled at his wisdom, at the truth they heard him speak. For in the Master's voice they heard the part that framed the heavens, the peace that stilled the tempest, the love that saves us all. Oh, can you hear his voice re-echo o'er the ages with the promise of salvation?
Blessed morning, everyone. It is a joyful thing to see and to be with you this morning. This occasion is very important because this is the first meeting of parents. I'm sorry. Wait lang. It is I am grateful as much as our teachers and our administrators for choosing Mountain View College Academy. And I am hoping that this meeting becomes meaningful to all of us. The school is said to be a hall of learning that provides education to students from all walks in life. The students, the main constituents in an educational institutions, to earn knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Education, on the other hand, according to Ellen G. White, the co-founder of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, defines education as the harmonious development of physical, mental, and spiritual powers. Education and redemption. We all know that sin came into this world that marred and blemished our perfection, our being perfect. So education and redemption is tied with love, which is the basis of true education. She further says that to love God, the God who is the infinite, the omniscient one, with the whole strength and mind and heart means the highest development of any form. The object of education is to restore the image of God. So our students have that object of their coming here. These past days, I have the privilege to interview some parents and ask them what made them choose to send their children or their child here to Mountain View College Academy. Some said, and these were some of, I just collated. First, they want their children to be kept away from the pleasures of the world. The parents felt that their children will become vulnerable to many choices of temptations. Unlike here daw, kung diri daw sila sa Mountain View College, makahimo mga temptation, ginatuyo gyud. But outside here, dili ginatuyo, abot na lang ang temptations. Second, the place is safe, cool, calm, peaceful, and green surroundings. Their children, they believe, will have their focus on their academic performance, of their academic endeavor here, because there are less distractions and less disturbance. Third, the students are taught to obey rules and regulations. Here at Mountain View College, all of us, we have our guidelines that that is expected for each one of us, both students, faculty, and staff, to obey the rules and regulations in the school. Fourth, the teachers are kind, considerate, but effective and efficient in their work. Meaning, our teachers inculcate in them the work that should be done efficiently, beautiful work, not AI work, not GPT work, chat GPT work. That is our teachers here. They are kind, but they always, we have that notion that no one is left behind, but the lessons that they had missed should be worked all together. Fifth, this school offers true education and true quality education. Our students are to be strengthened in faith to God. They will become the safeguard of virtues. Next, we know our world is become chaotic. There is that recent calamity, you remember that, which hit many places in Mindanao, our very land of promise. The political upheaval and the instability of our country. The flood control issue that breeds corruption. These and other conflicting issues These students are our future leaders will hopefully resolve for a better governance. It is only from God can we make our students love integrity, honesty, and diligent guardian of God's law. I remember the story of a woman whose husband died because of a sickness that no cure at all. So she had two children, and the creditor whom they had borrowed money came and want their children to be kuhaon sila kahimuon silang slave because they were not able to pay their debts. And then this woman seemed so hopeless and helpless, remembered that her husband was once a student of the school of the prophet. So this woman went to the place, and then she met Elisha. And then she said, Master, my husband died. I have no money. And then the creditors are coming to take my sons as slaves in payment of all the money that we owe to pay. And then Elisha said, what is in your hand? My dear parents, what is in your hand that would make your children productive? So he said, Sir, I only have a cup of oil. So Elisha said, go close your window, and then bring that cup of oil into your room, and then you pray. So the woman followed everything. Upon reaching the house, she told her children, "Okay, borrow anything that is any vessel of any kind, basta kay empty, nothing in it." So maybe the neighbors were very surprised, or maybe they were wondering, why is this woman doing this? Nabuang naman siguro na siya, something like that, no? So the children were able to borrow as many as different kinds of vessels. And then in the house, the mother said, okay, bring it back to me. So the children pushed another and pulled another one full of oil. But when the last vessel had been filled up, there were no more oil that flows to the vessel. The point here is that you're bringing your children here to be filled up with the biblical values in this institution. According to Nelson Mandela, the advocate and former president of South Korea, he said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. We're hoping that our children can change our world for the better. Ellen G. White also said that Bible must be made the groundwork and subject matter of education. In Proverbs 1:7, it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Parents, sending your children here at MVCA, or Mountain View College Academy, is not an accident, but it is a God-guided decision. Adventist education here at Mountain View College is rooted in biblical values and inspired by the writings of Ellen G. White. The curriculum is designed to foster a relationship with God, develop critical thinkers rather than mere reflectors of others' thought, and instill a lifestyle of selfless service. Parents, beloved parents, guardians, and sponsors, thank you for sending your sons and daughters here at Mountain View College. May it be that your sending them here will become fruitful and productive. Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone.
For our closing song, let us all stand and sing When God is in the Family. always there. When God is in the family, we're closer together. When God is in the family, blessings are found everywhere. When God is in the family, everything is there. So let him now come in, my friend. To your door he's always knocking. He brings with him his gift of love, and this gift is life eternal. When God is in the family, love is always there. When God is in the family, we're closer together. When God is in the family, blessings are found everywhere. When God is in the family, everything is there. When God is in the family, everything is there.
Let's pray. Loving Father, thank you for the message of the song that reminds us that when you are in the family, the big MVCA family, love is always there. Thank you, Lord, for that love that binds us all together, parents, teachers, students, and sponsors, to work hand in hand in one accord. Thank you, loving Father, for giving us this opportunity to meet and to plan for the opening of the school year. Thank you, Lord, that you will bless every one of us today, especially as we discuss things in preparation for the opening of the classes. Thank you, Lord, for blessing us all. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Let us all stand and let us sing our Philippine National Anthem.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Luhang hinirang, tuyat ka ng magiting. Sa manlulupig, di ka masisingil. Sa lahat at putok, sa simoy at sa langit mong pagkaw. Mahilag ang tula at awit sa pagkay nilamahan. Ang isang ng katawan mo'y tagumpay na nagiging. Ang bituin at araw ng kailan, ang kanilang hihingin. Lumalang araw ng walhating pagsikap, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang ligaya ng pagkailanganin, ang
And let's recite our MVCA emblems. Philosophy. MVCA believes in Jesus Christ, the center of holistic education.
Mission: to educate learners through Adventist education in encountering the true light, enhancing Adventist lifestyle, and empowering the church and the society.
MVCA Vision, an Adventist academy in Region 10 that is the heart of holistic education by 2030.
MVCA goals: in harmony with its philosophy, mission, and vision, Mountain View College Academy is committed in educating learners to encounter the true light through integrating Christ-like character in all experiences, enhance Adventist lifestyle through internalizing healthy living, empower the church and the society through involvement in outreach and extension services. Please be seated.
Good morning, everybody. It's so good to see you today, but it will be greater if you could come up. We have a lot of chairs here in front, and we have some parents who are standing at the back. So to make more use of the space up here, please don't be shy. Let's move up, let's move up. Those who are near the front, let's move up so that ang katong naa sa likod makasaka pod. All right? Can we slowly start to move up? The closer you are to the stage, to the front, the better you will hear the announcements. And just like in any class, the students who are in the front are those who really want to learn. Good morning. We're here to start a new school year. Ang atong mga bata nga sa una, gagmay-gagmay pa, nitubo na. Atong mga anak nga sa una bulingiton karon, uy, mang lipstick na, mag foundation na. Atong mga anak nga dugay pukawon sa buntag, dugay gyapon pukawon sa buntag. So we're so happy that you can join us today. We are going to start first with introducing to you, especially to our new parents, the faculty and staff of Mountain View College Academy. We always think of ourselves as one big family, and we are very happy to welcome all these new parents to our family today. I'm going to turn the mic over to Miss Rajin Claire Doliano, who is our junior high school coordinator, and she will introduce the teachers this morning. Ma'am Claire.
Thank you, Sir Kenj. Good morning once again, dear parents. I see a lot of new faces. Kindly turn to your right. Ay, di na mo makita. Turn to your seatmates and extend your arms. Say, welcome to the MVCA family. Sir Kenj, tudluan na to sila sa atong ha-ha. Joke. Mao daw na atong theme karong tuiga, Sir Kenj, no? Pero dili na ko kaya ang action. I would like to invite Sir Kenji and Sir Kyrie to be here with me. Tudluan ta mo sa chant sa MVC. Okay. I do not have it here, Ma'am Nia. Okay. Our theme this year is nurturing a happy, healthy, and holistic MVC. Colon. Anyway, so because of that, our chant is, Sir Kai, Sir Kenj, ha ha.
We're going to say ha ha for happy, he he for healthy, and ho for holistic. All right? So we do it with zest, right? Let's go. How do we do it, sir? Ha ha, he he, ho. All right. Can I have everybody stand up? Let's stand up. All right, Sir Kai. Let's do it zesty, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ha ha! He he! Ho! One more time. Ha ha! He he! Ho! Thank you very much. You may take your seats.
Thank you so much, Sir Kenj. Do you feel energized now, dear parents? Yes. If you will feel sleepy later, we will have a ha-ha-he-he competition. All right. Allow me to introduce to you our teaching force at MVCA. I would like to request all of our teachers and staff to be here in front, please. As I call your name, please come forward to show what God has blessed you physically. All right. We'll start off with our dear principal, Dr. Lil Jem Pondara. Aside from her principalship, she will also be our accreditation coordinator, the one who will handle the work education 7 and mathematics 9. Next, we have Sir Rochelle Clyde Fernando, our senior high school coordinator. He will be handling ICT for grade 7 through 10, Business 1, Basic Accounting for senior high school 11, Work Education 9. He is also the teacher for the Media and Information Literacy, Science Investigatory Project for grade 9 Signos, and the Computer Laboratory Custodian. Yours truly is the junior high school coordinator. Asang mas guwapa? I will be teaching English 9, Effective Communication for grade 11, Personal Development for grade 12, the Accreditation Co-Coordinator, Work Education 12, the School Paper Co-Advisor, and the Science Investigatory Project Teacher for grade 9 Andromeda. Next, we have Mrs. Jezreline Acuno. Iyang gipakyaw ang tanang subject sa academy. From grade 7 through 10, Physical Education and Health. She would also handle Physical Education and Health 3 for the senior high school, grade 12, Pathfinder 7 to 10, Training and Skills Director. She would also handle Music and Arts from 7 to 10, Human Movement 1 for grade 11, and the Homeroom Advisor of grade 9 Andromeda. Next, we have Ma'am Andrea Sue Basagan. She would teach Mathematics 8, General Mathematics for grade 11, Practical Research 2 for 1 section Polaris, Science Investigatory Project for grade 10 Leo, the Homeroom Advisor for grade 12 Polaris, and the Work Immersion Head Coordinator. Please don't be shy. Dirita sa to nga, teachers. Ay, okay. Next, we have Pastor Japheth Batitay. He would teach Values Education 7, Values Education 9, Daniel and Revelation 12, Pathfinder 7 through 10, Field Instruction Director, MVCA Media and Assistant Church Pastor. He is also the grade 9 Signos Homeroom Advisor and a teacher for Choices and Challenges for grade 12. Sir Rene Biclar. Guapo dile. Guapo. All right. He would teach the junior high school science matter from grades 7 to 10. General Science for grade 11, Chemistry. General Science for grade 11, Earth and Space. Chemistry 1 for senior high school 11. Junior high school science, Earth and Space. He is also our chemistry laboratory custodian and the SIP teacher for grade 8 Pleiades. Next, Dr. Mayan Britannia. one of our nanays at the academy. Ma'am May Ann will be teaching Filipino 8, Filipino 10, Mabisang Komunikasyon for grade 11, Pagsulat sa Filipino sa Piling Larangan for grade 12, and the homeroom advisor, ever consistent, for the grade 11 Arturos. Oh, beauty queen. Okay, next we have Ma'am Gian Cabantog, our new teacher at the academy. Ma'am Gian will be teaching Mathematics 7, Mathematics 10, Finite Mathematics 2 for grade 11, the homeroom advisor for grade 7 Eridani, work immersion for STEM, and the science investigatory project teacher for grade 7 Eridani. Okay, next we have Dr. Anna Marie Casing, the cute, the small but terrible. Ma'am Anna Marie Casing will be teaching the junior high school science force, motion, and energy for short physics, general science for grade 11 physics, general physics 1 and 2 for senior high school, increased investigation and immersion for grade 12, practical research 2 for grade 12. She is also our physics laboratory custodian and the SIP teacher for grade 10 octans. Next, we have Pastor Dale Daryagan. Single, pero kami niyo na pod ni. He would be teaching Values Education 8, Values Education 10, John Life and Teachings of Jesus, Christian Beliefs, the homeroom advisor for grade 10 octans. And he is also the MVC media head and the church pastor. Next, our ever favorite teacher, Madriaga, Sir Dwight Kenji Madriaga. Kung naapay picture si Apolinar Mabini, kanawong ni sila. Okay, he will be handling Araling Panlipunan 8, Understanding Culture, Society, and Politics for the grade 12, Contemporary Philippine Arts in the Regions for grade 12, Community Engagement, Solidarity, and Citizenship for the UMS, Trends, Networks, and Critical Thinking for the grade 12 UMS, Arts 1. He is also serving as our MVCA curator and the Academy Alumni Affairs coordinator. Next, we have Sir Donovan Magsakay. Very single. I do not know if ready to mingle. We have under him would be Araling Panlipunan 7, Araling Panlipunan 10, Pag-aaral ng Kasaysayan at Lipunang Pilipino for grade 11. He would also be the SSG advisor and the homeroom advisor for grade 12 Sagita. Next, we have Ma'am Libertine Merchijoy Marco, one of the faculty members with the longest names in the academy. Ma'am Marco will be handling Araling Panlipunan 9, Introduction to Organization and Management for the grade 11, Business Finance, Applied Economics, Fundamentals of Accountancy, Business and Management for the grade 12, Business 2, Business Finance and Income Taxation, Entrepreneurship, Work Immersion for the Senior High School Grade 12 ABM and UMS, Business Ethics and Social Responsibility, and Contemporary Marketing for the grade 11. We will also have our part-time teacher from the college. We borrowed him from the college to teach Philippine politics and governance. We have Dr. Winston Mojica. Next, we have Ma'am Sophie Dayan Nyanga, ever beautiful. She will be handling all of our TLE subjects from grade 7 to 10. She is also our TLE laboratory custodian and the partner of Sir Dale, the homeroom advisor for the grade 10 Leo. Next, we have Ma'am Lorna Paulican, one of our nanays at the Akatuapa, naghakot pagbangko, grabe jud. Ma'am Lorna will be teaching Filipino 7, Filipino 9, Work Education 11, and the homeroom advisor for grade 11 Pixies. Constant, sama ni Ma'am May Ann Britannia. Next, dili na ni Paulinho iyahang apelyido, and we congratulate her for changing her family name from Paulinho to Paigalan. Mrs. Katrina Van Loreen Paigalan. She would be teaching the junior high school science, living things, or biology, general science biology for grade 11, biology 1 and 2 for the grade 11, general biology 1 and 2 for grade 12, biology. She would also serve as our biology laboratory custodian, our social media manager, the science investigatory project teacher for grade at Aquila, and our SIP head. She would also be the homeroom advisor for the grade 8 Aquila. Next is, so walay pabor-pabor, pinakagwapa, Ma'am Evelyn Tabaranza. She would be teaching English 7, life and career skills for grade 11, the elective singing group for grade 7 and 12, Teen Airs Director, the Academy Chamber Singers Director, the Science Investigatory Project teacher for grade 7 Orion, and the homeroom advisor of the grade 7 Orion. If your child or children are good singers or potential, pwede na to ipa-audition. Ma'am Emmeline Tabaranza will just post an announcement. Next, the other half of Ma'am Evelyn Tabaranza, we have Sir Kyrie Ben Tabaranza. He would be handling English for academics and professional purposes for grade 12, the elective singing group teacher for grades 8 through 11, elective recorder teacher for grade 7, elective angklong teacher for 8, elective ukulele for grade 9 teacher, elective guitar and bandurria for grade 10, and the conductor for the MVCA ensemble. Next, we have Ma'am Marilu Tornalejo, one of our mothers as well. She would be teaching English 8, English 10, creative nonfiction for grade 12 UMS, Work Education 8, Work Education 10, and the homeroom advisor for the grade 8 Pleiades. The only Academy Secretary is Miss Wenafe Bacauco, and the only Guidance Counselor, Ma'am Emily Tabaol. Once again, dear parents, please welcome the MVCA teaching force. Okay, magpa-picture sa daw mi kayo sa Rami mag-ingani. Okay. All right. Ready? All right. We will be giving you the teacher's directory.
We'd like also to introduce the head of the Academy. We are under the direct supervision of our Vice President for Academic Affairs. We welcome Dr. Leo Digario Elona. So thank you so much, sir, for attending.
Okay. For those faces, you will get their numbers, the teacher's directory today after the meeting. Sir Kench, back to you.
Okay, so this school year, we are looking forward to a really exciting time. But we are going to start this off, we're going to kick this off with our school calendar. And our principal, Dr. Pondara, is going to go through the school calendar with us so you can begin to mark, to take down notes on specific dates. But before we go there, I'm going to turn the time over to our the head of the admissions team at the Academy, Mr. Associate Professor Rochel Clyde Fernando. Sir Roch, can you go through the admissions procedure with us so that we are clear on certain processes as we finalize for those parents who have not yet finished enrolling? We are able to make this as smooth and as painless as possible. Sir Roch, I'll give the time to you.
Good morning, everyone. If you are here today, I believe that all of you have gone through the enrollment or the admission process. Just a brief reminder and orientation on how you went through, and for those who have still friends whose sons or daughter is still on the valley of deciding where to enroll, and they wanted to enroll here and not have enrolled yet, then you can get them through this process as well. First is, in the enrollment process, some of you had made a on-site visit in the pre-admission office. You have met some of us during your pre-enrollment process. We had guided you through, and we have given, some of you submitted a photocopy or not, photocopy of the documents like the PSA certificate, photocopy of of the school form 10. School form 10 is before it is called Form 138 or the report card. We also have the, if you are a junior high school recipient for educational service contract from your previous school, if you are a transferee, then you were required to submit the ESC certificate. For those of you who are has an incoming grade 7 student, you were required to fill out the ESC contract. Now, this ESC contract that you had filled out, you have to submit this to the scholarship office together with some of the requirements. One of the requirements is the 2x2 ID, the PSA birth certificate, the report card for grade 6 report card, and the income tax return of the parents. If you are a non-working parent, then you may claim, if you don't have ITR or income tax return. The income tax return is the required income tax return is from the previous year. That is from 25. Since we have just April katong 2025 pa ba? 2024, the previous year. Kay mao pa may pag-file sa ITR sa 2025. And if you are not you are a non-working parent, you may also process or get a certification of indigency from, or certification of indigency, or certification from your barangay that you are not a working parent. Okay, this is very important because this is an enrollment to the ESC program, or with the DepEd, wherein you will receive 9,000 pesos government subsidy. This is not a scholarship but a subsidy because there is no grade requirement for you to be enrolled in the government subsidy as long as the school has a vacant slot for given by the Department of Education. Each school who are ESC recipient were given slots. We have at least 140 slots for MVCA given this year. So we are safe, and this ESC certificate will be if you are once you are enrolled in grade 7 and you have availed the government subsidy, your son or daughter will be called an ESC grantee, and they will carry this over until they graduate in senior high school, as long as they will not transfer in the middle of the year, or they will not transfer to the public school, or they will not transfer to a school who is not a non-ESC recipient or non-ESC certified school. If they will not transfer there, then they can get the ESC grant until they graduate in grade 12. Okay? So, the next is for the incoming grade 11, we also required a government, a ESC certificate also, for you to again get the government subsidy for senior high school. Now, the government subsidy for senior high school is quite higher than the junior high school. If junior high school is 9,000, for senior high school, if you are a grade 10 completer from a private school who is and you are an ESC grantee, if your child is an ESC grantee, in grade 11, their government subsidy will be 14,000 per year. If your child has graduated or completed grade or junior high school in a public school and you transferred here, your government subsidy is a little bit higher, 17,500. So, at the start of the school year, we have to make sure that all the requirements for this, in order for you to avail for the government subsidy, should be submitted to the scholarship office. During the enrollment process, some had only brought a photocopy of the documents to be submitted to the registrar's office. Hopefully by June, we can already submit the original copy for the PSA and the original copy for Form SF10 or School Form 10. Okay, so during your enrollment, whether you were enrolled online or on site, you were given a code, right? I think that's a alphanumeric code, combination of number and letter. You have to take note of that and check your enrollment status every now and then. If your enrollment status is still under review, it might have been there are lacking documents that you have submitted to the registrar's office. And if the registrar's office already have approved your enrollment, it is the director of student finance who will approve you next. And if there is a pending approval in that area, you may visit the director of student finance for you to for follow-up or verification of why your status is still on a pending status. And lastly, For those who are for those students who are staying outside the campus who have availed the shuttle service, you have, if you enrolled online, you have to process your commuter's permit. You may get the commuter's permit from the Vice President for Student Affairs and Services Office, and have your names, if you are availed for the shuttle service, have your names listed in the shuttle service list under Ma'am Wena Bacauco. If your student is a commuter and is not availing for a shuttle service since you have provided them a vehicle, or you have maybe inyo lang siyang ihatod-hatod, hatod sundo, then there is no need for you to have your name listed in the shuttle service list. But you are still required to comply with the commuter's permit. For those staying at the dormitory, by the time you have chosen your room number in the portal, then that's the and the DSF have approved it, then there is no need to fill out any form. And for those who are staying on campus, if you are an apartment dweller, you secure the apartment permit. And if you have not complied this, then you have to secure the apartment permit. You have to get the form from the office of Sir Gail Mendoza, the in charge for the apartment. And if you are staying at the village, meaning a faculty home, whether you are a faculty dependent or not, you need to comply, or you need to fill out the village permit form, because this is a requirement, one of the requirements that you have to upload online. For further further information and questions on the status of your enrollment, you may visit any of our the staff, the admission team at the back. One part of our admission team is one Ma'am Emalyn Tabaranza, Ma'am Lorna Paulican. Probably you have met them during your on-site enrollment. Ma'am Mayan Britannia and Ma'am Ana Marie Kasing. And these are the people, and I myself are responsible for the admission. So if you have questions about the admission status, if you have checked the portal and check your status online, you may ask any of the five of us at the back. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you so much, Sir Roch. We have, next, we are going to have our principal go over 10 very important items with us. We're going to start with a school calendar. I don't know, do we have time for a praise report, Ma'am Lil? Not this time. Okay, so we are going to go through our school calendar, the uniform, academics, lots of things to cover under academics. And then we are going to go through our religious programs, student behavior, data privacy agreement, our communication platforms, the Bridget Parents Portal, the shuttle services, and the monthly payments and classroom pass. Dr. Pondara, it's all yours.
Blessed morning, everyone. Here in MVC, the greeting starts with blessed. So you say blessed morning, blessed afternoon, and blessed evening. In behalf of Mountain View College Academy Department, thank you so much. The support we are really overjoyed with the support. We have seen enrollment increasing this time, but we could not report to you yet the exact enrollment because for sure most of our grade 12 students will be enrolling tomorrow as they are still impending with their research projects last year. So we hope and pray that by next week we can share with you through our official group chat, Facebook page, the actual enrollment of Mountain View College Academy Department. But for this school year, our grade 7, our grade 7 class is about to be closed. It's the highest we have so far. While many of you would still want to have them in, however, this time we don't have any other facilities. We don't have any other classrooms where we could accommodate you. And we could not, sacrifice also the quality of teaching. So we'd like to stick with the allotted slots for us. Hopefully next year, Dr. Leo, we are happy to share with you that our senior high school building is very soon to start. We just finished with the labor bidding, and so anytime this month, the building will start. And according to the president, because there are 3 phases, each phase will finish 1/3 of the library plus 4 additional classrooms. So by the end, hopefully by December or by January, the first phase will be done, and we can accommodate more learners to MVC Academy. We keep that in our prayers this school year. Now, usually we start the meeting with a praise report, but we do that in our regular HSA meetings. Today, we like to focus on parent orientation. And if you'd like to review this orientation, we are live in our Facebook page. Please follow. That's Mountain View College Academy. And to our online viewers or online parents, if you have questions, feel free to raise them in the comment section. Our secretariat team is also taking note of that. And to our secretariat team, can we request small sheets of paper so that if you have questions, then you can write it in these pieces of paper. We start with the school calendar. I hope everybody got a copy now of the school calendar so that you will not keep on taking photos. Now we start with by the way, for Southwestern Philippine Union Conference, for the whole SWPUC territory, we are adopting the 4-term calendar. We did not adopt the 3-year calendar of DepEd because it's not mandatory for everyone this year for the main purpose of, number 1, our science teachers are in rotation. Unlike in DepEd, where one science teacher teaches for biology, chemistry, physics, and earth sci, in our academy, we do rotation. So if you are a physics major, a physics teacher, you only teach the physics. If you're a chemistry teacher, you only teach chemistry because we teach based on science specializations. And the rotation is not so clear this time with a 3-term. Second is, while the 3-term is okay for junior high school and for the new grade 11 curriculum, it's not yet so clear for the grade 12, wherein we do semestral. And the third is, some of our teachers are also auxiliary teachers with the college, and so we might experience some challenges with the teaching load. So for the whole SWPUC territory, we are doing the 4-term calendar. However, for MVC Academy, even if we have applied the 4-term calendar, we also see the light of DepEd's different blocks. So we have applied the different blocks of DepEd. We have what we call the opening block. It's in color green in your school calendar. The opening block is the orientation time. DepEd gives a week for the opening block. The next is the instructional block. It's in color black. The instructional block means uninterrupted class sessions. So there are no shortening of classes, no celebrations that will make classes shortened. So if we have extra class activities during the instructional block, we do it after the class sessions. That's 4:30 and beyond. and also in the evening. And we have applied the end of term block. Now, in the end of term block, it is where we place all the extra class activities, all the celebrations, and also the remediation. And what's nice with the end of term block of DepEd this time is we have wellness break for learners and also for teachers at the end of each term. So parents, let's take note because tickets might be booked at a time, vacation might be booked at a time, and we'd like you to follow the wellness break of the learner's schedule. Now, let's start with June. We start our opening block today actually. We start our opening block today, and so we'll have our general orientation starting tomorrow. Then acquaintance in the afternoon. Tuesday morning is the orientation of the standard of behavior. And in the afternoon is the club organization. Wednesday is for library orientation, followed by orientation by classes. Thursday for emergency drills. And Friday for the guidance services. Now, here we have one big challenge this year. It's also a happy challenge because the auditorium is currently undergoing its renovation. And this time the renovation is in the pulpit in the front area. So for this week, our orientation will be held at the basketball court, covered court. So again, let's remind our students that they will proceed at the basketball covered court tomorrow. They can wear their casual, an appropriate casual attire for this week, but tomorrow afternoon, during the SSG acquaintance, our SSG officers are asking your children to wear a white shirt that can be pwede masulatan, pwede mahugawan, because their activity is related to their white shirt. Now, on Friday evening is our family group organization. And on Sabbath lunch, we invite all of our parents. You bring any food to share. Our teachers will also bring any food to share. We will have our welcome Sabbath potluck at the covered court. So we see you again on Saturday noon. And then the following week is a homeroom organization. Then the grand social orientation. The next Sabbath is our spiritual retreat for the whole college, and followed by the Sabbath potluck by family group. For July, we also start with a leadership session. There are different kinds of leadership sessions. We have leadership sessions for church and school pianists, for club presidents, for secretaries, for song leaders and worship leaders, family group facilitators, MS officers, MS volunteers, and the Sabbath School and AY Council. And we also invite you, please mark your calendar, July 4, Saturday afternoon, we will have our Pathfinder Club induction ceremony. Then, on July 13 through 14 is the unit test for the first quarter. Right now, DepEd is doing 3 terms, and so there are only 2 short-term exams, the summative exams, and 1 term examination. But since MVCA is having a 4th term, we only have 2 quarterly assessments. That's the unit test and the examination, or the term examination. Next is the church officers dedication ceremony on the 24th, football tournament on the 26th, and we have also placed in the calendar the schedule for your child's annual medical and dental checkup in our very own Strale Clinic. Then on the 31st is for the organization officers dedication ceremony. For August 1, it's a Sabbath morning program. We're going to have the special offering Sabbath with the ACS. Then the first quarterly assessment will be on August 5 through 7. Then after that one is the end of term block, where we cluster all the extra class and the co-curricular activities. It starts with the Pathfinder Officers Weekend Camping on August 7 through 9. The Week of Prayer on August 10 through 15 together with the college. And here starts the series of celebrations. First is the Nutrition Month, which is supposed to be on July, but we all place it in the end of term block. So Nutrition Month in the morning, remediation in the afternoon. Tuesday, ASEAN Month, remediation in the afternoon. Wednesday, Buwan ng Wika celebration in the morning, and remedial class in the afternoon. Same for Thursday morning. But here, dear parents, while general celebrations are done in the end of term block, teachers who have subjects related to celebrations can integrate these celebrations in their own classes, given that no disruption of other classes. So for example, for the Buwan ng Wika, the Filipino teachers can integrate the Buwan ng Wika celebration in their own class, given that it will not affect other classes. Then, starting 13 in the afternoon, no more classes. However, we do not allow your kids to go home because that is the college week of prayer. The wellness break, if you plan to do vacations, take note, the first one will be August 16, 17, 18. That is the first wellness break, August 16, 17, and 18. That's the wellness break for both learners and teachers. You might ask, Ma'am, ano ang gidritso padulong sa 20 kay 21 holiday man? Makulangan tag-day sa DepEd. Masubraan o kataas, our end of term block will have more days, so we need to, to cluster the December again. And we don't want that because we announced it to you last year on the Christmas break for this year. So classes resume on August 19, followed by the teen facilitators immersion training. Then our Pathfinder officers will have the recognition ceremony on August 24. Now, this is really early this time because we have our induction and recognition for the Pathfinders earlier this time because the tactical inspection, if there's one, is also scheduled early. It might be on October, November, or December. So you want to start, preparing early. Now, if your kids don't have a Pathfinder uniform yet, tomorrow morning, our tailor will come. And our tailor will accommodate sewing of Pathfinder uniforms. If you didn't have a tailor yet for the school uniform, the tailor will also accommodate those ones. So please remind your child that if they need a measurement for Pathfinder uniform or other school uniforms, they need to have it taken tomorrow morning. Then for our grade 12 parents, research proposal defense for grade 12 on August 27. Tomorrow morning, the tailor will go at the basketball court. So we will also announce to our children that if you need to have your measurements taken, the tailor will be available at the basketball court where we are holding our orientation. Next is for our dear teenagers. They will have their first weekend church visitation on August 28 through 30. The 31st is a holiday. For September, we'll just highlight the notable ones. September 5 is a special offering Sabbath for teenagers. September 6, we see you again on September 6 for our first HSA meeting. Then the unit test will be on September 9 through 11. Honors Day on the 11th. And then church visitation for all grade levels. This time, all students from grade 7 through 12 who wanted to join the church visitation, we have one route for each grade level, or for larger grade levels, we separate them by section. Our CSG days will be on September 13 through 19. Then this year, our grade 10 students will have 2 national exams. The first one is the NCAE, the National Career Achievement Test, and the testing window starts on September 16. On the 19th is a World Pathfinder Day. Then, if we notice at the end of September, SWPUC has 2 programs. First is the Healthy Kitchen Workshop. At the same time, that's the schedule for the Academy mission trip. That's September 27 through October 3. Then, for October, we have the Special Offering Sabbath on October 3. Then, another testing for the grade 10. That's October 6 through 9, the National Achievement Test. And then, for our students who will be enrolling in special elective classes like piano, saxophone, flute, voice, the sacred or the religious presentation will be on October 9 through 10. Our examination will be on October 14 through 15. And for this year, MVC Academy will also be hosting its second Grand Alumni Homecoming. We had our first in July of 2023, and we promised that after 3 years, we see each other again. So it's now 2026. So we invite our alumni, our Academy alumni, to join us in this Grand Homecoming. That is October 16 through 18. On the 19th, that's another end of term block. So math science celebration, remediation in the afternoon, history and Bible week celebration on Tuesday, remedial classes in the afternoon, book week celebration on the Wednesday, and remediation in the afternoon. To our parents, we invite you again to the Parent-Teacher Conference on October 22. And our sacred concert will be on October 24. Next, another set of wellness break. For our October Term 2 wellness break, if you'll be coming on October 24 for the sacred concert, you can bring your kids right away after the concert, and you can be back on November 3. That's the resumption of classes. So please, will be a very long week. Our wellness break for learners will be from October 25 through 30. But since November 2 is also a holiday, so that will be October 25 through November 2. That's the second wellness break. But for teachers, we only have 26 and 27 because they're also required by DepEd to conduct in-service training, not the whole wellness break. For November, our classes resume on November 3. Then for our grades 7, 8, 9, and 10, the proposal defense for the SIP will be on November 4. Special offering Sabbath on November 7 with our grades 8 and 10. HSA on November 8. Then our grade 12 will go for their work immersion on November 9 through 20. Next, I'd like to emphasize on the November 15. To our students whose age will qualify for the Philippine Educational Placement Test, and you want them to apply for this, the PEPT is scheduled on November 15. That's November 15. Then our unit test will be on November 23 through 24. Then, our school-based Pathfinder Tactical Inspection will be on November 26. But in case there is a scheduled tactical inspection for SWPUSC, we will forego with this schedule. Then, the weekend church visitation for the ACS will be on November 27, 28, and 29. The 30th is a holiday. If you noticed, our teen airs and ACS, the official choirs of the junior high school and senior high school, will have their weekend church visitation, and when they arrive here, the next day is a holiday. So hope they can have enough time to re-energize. On December 1 through 3 is the SWPUC Youth for Humanity. To our alumni, we welcome you to our alumni weekend on December 4 through 5. Then Journey to Bethlehem on December 6 through 7. Our third quarterly assessment will be on 14, 15, 16. So if your children want to go home, the break starts on December 17. This is the third break now. December 17, and classes resume on January 4. So please take note of these ones. Then, for January, we start with the end of term block. We have the career fair, guidance emphasis, the work immersion portfolio conference, the English MAPE literature ministry celebration, the 10 days of prayer, and the school-based Pathfinder camping. We'd like to, to clarify, to give this clarificatory statement that the SSD Pathfinder Campery at Thailand will not be this school year, but it will be on October 2027. So we have a year. We have a year to alcansya, and we will share with you the details once once SSD will also release the registration fee. Because you see, dear parents, based on our experience at the Japan mission trip, the SWD is quite strict when there is a minor traveler traveling without a parent. So we'd like to have the process earlier and also our savings done earlier. Now, our term 4 starts on January 11. It starts with the education week, and then the unit test on the last week, 27th or 29, and church visitation for teen airs, Bukidnon area only, on January 30. On February, we invite you to our first weekend of February. We will have the Christian Home Celebration on February 5 and 6. And 6 in the afternoon is the Academy Sacred Concert. And 7 in the morning is our Academy Family Day. On the 13th is a church visitation with the ACS. And our grade 12 will take the NAT on February 15 through 19. That's a testing window. But our final examination is scheduled on February 17 through 19. But here, SWPUC did not schedule yet the achievement test. Possibly we'll have the schedule next week during our advisory meeting. So just in case SWPUC will have the achievement test on the 3rd week of February, then we'll be moving our final examination to the last week of February, together with the week of prayer. The investiture ceremony will be on February 27. And for March, that's the end of term block, where we have the final defense for the SIP, the seniors night, and if you belong to batch 1997, we welcome you to join the seniors night for your batch homecoming. Then the club's fair and SSG days, the recital on March 7, and then the rest are remediation days. On March 13, another set of church visitation for all grade levels. And if your child is a grade 10 or from 7 through 11, our junior high school moving up and recognition ceremony will be on March 18. And in the evening, we have the year-end musical. And our academy graduation weekend will be on March 19 through 21. Then we continue the remediation days on March 23 and 24, followed by the Holy Week, and then the completion of forms and end of the year meeting for MVC Academy. For April, in case you have some college students with you, the college graduation weekend will be on April 2 through 4. And we are planning to have a mission trip on April 26 through May 1, followed by the Academy Football Tournament on May 9. I hope you keep your school calendars with you. As much as possible, we don't change dates at the Academy. But in case there's a need for us to change some of the dates, we update you through the during our HSA meetings. And if it's really urgent, we update you through our official Facebook page and through a text blast too. But we are doing our best not to move any dates. Wellness break cannot be moved. So you can go ahead. If that is your family vacation, you can max that out. You can book tickets now, given that we stick to the wellness break. Again, for August 16, 17, 18. For October 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, November 1 and 2. For December 17, please, that's a Thursday. December 17, and classes resume on January 4. Because you see, family vacations that are not, that are out from the wellness break are considered unexcused absence. So, thank you so much for your cooperation with us in implementing the school calendar. Uniforms. This is the school uniform for the junior high school. We'd like to remind our parents, for our junior high school ladies, it's not box splits. It's round. It's a round pleats siya. Lalom lang siya. That is why mura siya og box pleats, but it's the round pleats. Please take note of the vertical and the horizontal lines. Kay basig mabali sa tailor. Necktie can be purchased from the office. We just need to pay at the cashier. Then, same with the PE uniform, available at the office. We'll announce once all stocks are available, and you can also pay at the cashier. Pathfinder uniforms, you can have your own tailor, but if you want to have it sewn with us, we'll also accommodate you tomorrow morning. If you only lack patches and other paraphernalia, it's also available at the office. So your child can go to the office, ask if this paraphernalia or patch is available, and we'll give them the payment slip before they go to the cashier. Please don't go directly to the cashier for patches without asking for a payment slip at the academy. Next one is for our junior high school men. Now, let me emphasize this for our junior high school men. For when wearing their school uniform, I place it here. When wearing their school uniform, our junior high school boys must wear black socks. Again, black socks is for formals or Kens, right? So when in uniform, black socks, and must be mid-calf. Takadiri. That when your child will sit and the pants will move up, still the skin is not revealed. Not the opa-opa style, okay? The K-pop style where you just do the ankle socks or the foot socks. We don't allow that at the academy. But when wearing their PE uniform, white socks must be worn. Again, for school uniform, black socks, mid-calf. For, For sports, we use white socks. But for ladies, for junior high school ladies, here. For junior high school ladies, white socks always. And these are not mid-calf, not knee-high, but just ankle socks. Again, ankle socks. The next one, for senior high school ladies, the strand shirt, necktie, and PE uniform can be purchased to the secretary's office, but payment should be made at the cashier's office. For our ladies, senior high school ladies, the skirt, the slit at the back must be folded, not the open slit, the folded slits, and then this must be below the knee. That even when they sit, ayaw lang po ito i-pencil cut, dear parents. We do the A-line cut. So that when they sit, it will not go half midway the thigh. If you have your own tailor, the cloth can be purchased at Marcy's Corporation in front of the Valencia Public Market. And if you want to have it sewn, you can also have it sewn at Marcy's Enterprises or in any tailor that will deliver the services earlier. Now, just in case right now, Marcy's gave us a heads up that uniforms will be claimed after 2 months due to the long listing. So, and we require students to be in complete uniform on July 15, 1 month only for new students. But for continuing students, we require them to be in uniform next week. That is June 22. So in case you are already lining up with Marcy's Corporation, let us know. We will also contact Marcy's Corporation so we will be the one to write the excuse letter for your child since it's with Marcy's Corporation. We just want this to be done right because sometimes when our kids are not wearing the uniform, they will say, mama, panahon man sa Marcy's. Just to find out, they are not having their uniform sewn with Marcy's. So we'd like to be transparent about that. We also have the vest and cardigan. Its stocks are available. You also need to pay at the cashier. By the way, for senior high school ladies, no wearing of socks, please. Instead, we encourage your ladies to wear skin tone stockings or no stockings at all is also okay. Then for Pathfinder uniforms of our junior high school students, grade 7 through 10. We have type A, B, and C. Type A is the complete uniform. Type B, for ladies, they should wear black stockings. Dili tong medyas nga taga diri lang ko to. So, if it's these are socks, the socks must be thigh level or the pantyhose stockings for our ladies. For Pathfinder Type B, we will as this announce once the Type B t-shirt is available with a neckerchief, then uniform pants or skirt, then black shoes. By the way, our shoes must be the leather type, or we also accept the rubber that looks leather. I know this is very common with Easy Soft, right? especially that we keep on walking to and fro, as long as it looks like a leather. And plain black please. Not the K-pop style again, where you have black here and white near the sole area. Next, for Pathfinder Type C, our kids will wear white t-shirt, jeans, and sneakers. Usually, our Pathfinder schedule is during Thursday afternoon. So what will happen is your child will just bring the Pathfinder uniform, especially to our commuting students, because in the morning they still wear their school uniform. Schedule of uniform for junior high school. PE, they need to wear PE on the day that PE class is scheduled. Then school uniform on regular school days. And Pathfinder uniform in the afternoon that the Pathfinder class is scheduled. During examination time, no wearing of PE uniform, because examinations are all in written form. So they need to wear their school uniform. For senior high school, Monday and Thursday, school uniform. Tuesday and Friday, the strand shirt, polo shirt. Wednesday for PE uniform. And during work immersion days, they also have their work immersion uniform. The next one, policy on school uniform. When a student fails to wear complete uniform, he or she will not be allowed to enter in the school premises nor attend in his or her classes. Letter of excuse from parents, guardians, or dormitory deans should be presented. And this must be signed by the principal in order for the student to be admitted in the class. Repetitive non-compliance will be subjected to the MVC Academy Student Behavior Code. So dear parents, let's work hand in hand in this one. If, for example, the uniform is not yet laundried, and very common, the PE uniform is the one not being laundried. So we asked our students, why is it not laundried? It's only worn once a week, right? And then it's not laundried the next week. So please help us with that one. Common reasons, because they really love to wear their PE uniform, even on Sundays. So, if you notice our students, they go to Valencia in PE pants. They roam around in PE pants. Please, PE uniform should be worn during PE time. We know it's so comfortable, but let us also be compliant in this. And please check your child. Usually, we make emergency calls because the ID is left at home or the student failed to wear socks. So please, let's check on this one. Next is, if the strand shirt or PE uniform is not available on stock, the secretary's office will be the one to release a letter of excuse until the item is available. This is a common challenge with our dormitory deans, because whenever your kids will arrive to school and not in complete uniform, usually we send them home. We only make emergency calls when the child is a commuter, because of course you cannot send the child home. But we'd appreciate if you'll also check with your child before going to school. Our curriculum. And this is so exciting this year, because this year we have not 1, 2, we have 3 curricula. So we have a different curriculum for grade 7 through 10. For grade 11, it's different. And for grade 12, it's also different. So let's start with the grade 7 through 10. If you notice, last year, we only have grade 7 and 8 under the Matatag curriculum. But this time, DepEd is implementing grades 9 and 10 Matatag together at the same time. So, we will commonly hear concerns like this, especially from our grade 10 students. Number one concern, the fourth quarter lesson in grade 9 is almost the same as the first quarter lesson in grade 10. So, balik-balik. That's a possibility. Second is, some prerequisites are not taught in the previous grade level because of the grade 9 and 10 matatag curriculum implementation. But DepEd says we swim, so we will swim all together for this school year. We'll just check how we can help your children, especially in the learning competencies not covered in the previous grade levels. So we have under the credit subjects, science, mathematics, English will be accompanied with SRA. SRA is a reading program. And for these three subjects, science, mathematics, and English, the SIP, the Science Investigatory Project, will also be another component in the performance task. We have Filipino, the favorite subject of our students, based on our SWPC achievement test results. And the second favorite also, Araling Panlipunan. Then values education. By the way, our values education curriculum is unique. Why? Because we follow the DepEd competencies for values education while using the General Conference, specifically the Values Education book of the Northern American Division. So we are merging two sets of curricula into the values education. Then for our TLE, we have two components under it. The home economics will meet 3 hours per week, while the computer education is done 1 hour per week. So everyone has the home economics class. Everyone will also undergo the computer education class. It's not optional. Same with our MAPE. Our MAPE has a unique component, the E. We call it the elective. So we have the music and arts, that's lumped into one. Then we have the elective singing group, elective instrument, and the physical education and health. For grades 7 through 10, before, for grades 9 and 10, we have a separate subject for PE and a separate subject for health. But this year, under the Matatag curriculum, PE and health is considered as one subject, one component under the MAPE curriculum. In case your child will enroll in special elective classes and would like to be graded in that elective class, like piano, saxophone, or other instruments, then we can have the elective instrument graded by the special music teacher. But if you want your child just to enroll in the special elective, but you want the grade to come from the regular elective class, like for example, grade 7 recorder, then that is our default. That is the default in the academy. We also have non-credit subjects. Non-credit subjects are not included in the computation of the general average, but is mandated by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. First is the Pathfinder. Second is the work education. And for this school year, we are giving work education grades in letter grades, no longer in numeric. Then the homeroom grade will also be given as a letter grade. What are the music electives that our music department is offering? For grades 7 through 10, in the academy, everybody sings. It's not a special music elective. This is a regular. In MVCA Academy, all junior high school students should join the singing group. Yabag-yabag o dili, We want your vocal cords to be trained in our singing group class, together with the emphasis on music ministry. And all junior high school students should also learn a musical instrument. The school, MVC Academy, provides the musical instrument for this. So for grade 7, we provide one recorder. One on the first session, Ma'am Emmeline and Sir Kai gives out the recorder. So please take good care of this because it will be under contract with you until the second concert on February. In case your child will lose the recorder, you need to purchase another recorder through Ma'am Emmeline again. For angklong, that's for grade 8. We also provide the angklong. For grade 9, that's ukulele. And for grade 10, we have guitar and bandurria. In case you want to enroll in special music electives, the music department is offering piano, strings, wind, and also voice. So you can either go directly to the music department or channel it through our admissions officer, so they will forward it to the music department. Next, for our grade 11 parents, before you go out, please get a copy of the strengthened senior high school curriculum. For us not to be confused, I will only orient you of the present subjects of your student. The ones for grade 12, we will discuss it before the school year ends. So for our grade 11 parents, we are only offering academic track with 4 clusters. The first is business and entrepreneurship. Second is the ASH, arts, social sciences, and humanities, plus sports, health, and wellness. And the third is the STEM, with focus on pre-allied health and other sciences. And the fourth is STEM, with focus on pre-engineering, IT, and mathematics. Now, for all of these clusters, they have 6 core subjects to be taken for the whole year. These are effective communication and mabisang komunikasyon, only 2 hours per week, life and career skills, general mathematics, general science, and this time, the general science has all the 4 science components. They will have biology, chemistry, physics, and earth and space. No matter what the cluster is, your child needs to do general science. That is why scientific calculator is a requirement to all grade 11 students. Then, pag-aaral ng kasaysayan at lipunang Pilipino. For each semester, your child will have 2 electives or 2 major subjects. Example, for BE, we have Introduction to Org and Management and Basic Accounting or Business 1. In the second semester, we change it to Business 2 and Contemporary Marketing. But the core subjects remain the same. For ASH plus SHW, we have Arts 1 and Human Movement 1 for the first semester. For the second semester, Human Movement 2 and Arts 2. For the STEM with emphasis on pre-allied health and other sciences, we have Bio 1 and Chem 1. For the second semester, Bio 2 and Chem 2. For the ones having pre-engineering, IT, and mathematics, the first semester is Finite Math 1 and Physics 1. The second semester is Finite Mathematics 2 and Physics 2. You know, dear parents, we thought this will be the least chosen, was this cluster. But if you check on the enrollment, the enrollment for these clusters are also doing really good. So we are happy that some of our students took the challenge that if they want to go for engineering, for IT, they really want to be aligned and to be ready as early as senior high school. Our John and Christian beliefs. John for the first semester, Christian beliefs for the second semester will meet 3 hours per week. For the work education, that's 2 hours per week, and for the music elective, 1 hour per week. However, it's so small, right? But for the grade 12, we will finish, this is the last year, the senior high school curriculum. We encourage our students, or if you have friends whose kids are not yet coming back to school after a pause in their education, let us encourage them to continue, because this year is the last year of the offering of the senior high school curriculum. Next year, we all have the strengthened senior high school curriculum. So we still have these subjects for the grade 12. There's 8 to 10 subjects per semester, and all of these will change in the next semester. The last one is, so for grade 12, we still have the Accountancy, Business and Management, the ABM, the Humanities and Social Sciences, the UMS, and also the STEM. The Science and, I forgot to change this, the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. For work education, we're happy to share with you that finally SWPUC is currently crafting the work education curriculum, and we are distributing it to different academies. So for grade 7, the first semester will be ground maintenance. The second semester will be on laundry and ironing. But if we think that our kids need to do laundry and ironing the first semester, we can easily interchange it. So you expect your kids to learn how to do the manual laundry and also the ironing with the use of the flat iron. For grade 8, we do backyard gardening during the first semester. The second semester is table skirting. For grade 9, we do basic carpentry during the first semester. The second semester is basic welding. Both genders. It's not optional. This is a compulsory work education course for all. Then for grade 10, they start with crop production. Then the second semester is carpentry with power tools. You know, last year when we went to Maragusan for the mission trip, and we're happy to share with you that finally, Maragusan Adventist Elementary School is opening this school year for the kindergarten and grade 1. And when we went for a mission trip there, our students were so amazed that they can finish doing 40 different tables in just one day. How? Power tools. Pwede man di ay mamanday nga dili lansang and martilyo. We're just using screw and the power tools, and even they cut the tables, not using, you know what, Sir Rochelle and Sir Donovan were making the bookshelf, and they wanted to do the manly way. So they did the saw. 2 days na lang, gidikanan, na piang pa ang plywood. sa pagsing gabas-gabas. While our students finish it all in less than half day in using these power tools. So we want to equip our students because we plan that our mission trip this year will be helping an Adventist school that's needing help, especially with its facilities. Grade 11, the landscaping and flower box maintenance, and also the plant nursery. And for grade 12, we will do this in rotation. Our grade 12 students will be exposed to the Pagbasa program in Migtulod, We have an adopted community that's Bigtulod Integrated School. And the academy will have a community extension program, and our assigned program is the Pagbasa program from kindergarten through grade 10. And so we will teach, they will do 3 rotations. One rotation will do the Pagbasa program, while the other rotation will do the crafts for the Kids Bible School under Ma'am Claire. And the other rotation will also do the basic events styling. The culminating program is the decoration of the church every week. So we will have these work education programs. Mountain View College Academy is also run by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and so we need to comply with the requirements set by the Education Department of the General Conference. That is why we offer specialized values education programs and Christian formation subjects. So for our junior high school, we are using the NAD textbook. The textbook doesn't change. So if there are textbooks from the previous grade levels, you can rent them because it doesn't change. For senior high school, we have 4 Christian formation subjects. We have John, the life and teachings of Jesus, Christian beliefs, Daniel and Revelation, and choices and challenges. The first 2 will be offered in the grade 11 class, while the last 2 will be offered in the grade 12 class. We also have a reading program, and we're happy to share with you where Sir Dale, that we implement our SRA for grade 11 under his class, The Humble Heroes. SIP for grade 7 through 10, and we have different SIP teachers. If your child has an SIP for grade 7, we're happy to share with you that will be the same topic they will do for SIP 8. We just move the teachers with them so they can still continue mentoring them. For the laboratory activities, we have 3 science laboratories, 1 for biology, 1 for chemistry, 1 for physics, because per DepEd and ACSE requirement, for a 4-unit science class, at least 1 hour or 1 session must be dedicated to laboratory work. That's why our science teachers are requiring to have a laboratory notebook, a separate notebook for science laboratory activities only. We also have the computer laboratory and the TLE laboratory. Ma'am Sophie, for the TLE laboratory activities, all ingredients, all materials will be provided by the TLE laboratory, except for apron and hairnet. The rest, for example, for grade 7, sewing mo bang grade 7? Grade 8. Grade 7 is, grade 8 is sewing. We have electronics. Grade 9 is on baking. Grade 10 is on cooking. So we provide all the ingredients and all of the materials for this one, because you're also paying for the TLE laboratory fee. Next is the grading system. And this is also very exciting because 2 weeks ago, DepEd released the revised grading system. I know teachers from other schools can relate to this sudden change. Marami-raming changes this year, from the curriculum to to the terms of the calendar to the grading system. So this is based on the revised guidelines on classroom assessment. Only the grade 12 class is not affected by this grading system, because since the grade 12 are in the K to 12 curriculum, so the DepEd order number for DO8 series of 2015 will still be implemented to our grade 12 students. But for grade 7 through 11 students, we will apply the DO15 series of 2026. Here. For the learning areas, that's WW is written work, the quizzes, PT is the performance task, can be performance or can be product, and the EX refers to the examination. Before, the math and sciences are doing 40, 40, 20. 40% for written work, 40% for PT, 20% for examination. But this time, for English, Filipino, Math, Science, AP, GMRC or Values Education, examination is increased from 20% to 30%. Next, written work is reduced, quizzes, reduced from, what's the percentage I said? 30. From 30% or from 40%, it's now reduced to 20% only. And the performance task is at 50%. There will be 2 to 3 performance tasks. 1 to 2, I mean. 1 to 2 performance tasks, 1.5. Because for the whole year, we need to have 6 to 9 performance tasks per subject as mandated by DepEd. For TLE and MAPE, 60% for the performance task and 20% for the examination. For a grade 11, for the grade 11 core subjects like the minors, 30% exam, written work is 20%, PT is 50%. For the major subjects, the same. But for ASH, 20% written work, 60% performance task. The rest, we will orient that with you before the school year ends because that's not applicable this year. For grade 11 this year, there's no research. The research will be in grade 12, first semester. Okay, next one. We reminded our teachers on this one. For examination, grade 7 through 10 will have 50 items for the exam, while grades 11 through 12 will have 60 items in the examination. But there's a note at the bottom. This refers to the number of test items. The points can be higher than 50 or 60. Example, the math teacher gives 40 items multiple choice and 10 items problem solving for a grade 10 class. That is still okay because we are counting on the number of items. Next, this one is the exciting part also. Because for this school year, the initial grade equivalent to 75 is higher. Before, the initial grade of 60% is equivalent to a 75 final grade. But this time, DepEd had it higher at 70. How will that work? In the previous DepEd order, for example, if we have a 10-item test, di ba sa atong panahon, we only need to get 5 to pass. But in the past immediate grading system, the initial grade is 60%. So for a 10-item test, you need to get 6 points. And getting 6 points is only equivalent to 75 grade. Yes, that's the reality. So if our children are scoring low, that is why it's really below 75. If you have a 50, for example, for junior high school, if you have a 50-point examination, you multiply that by 60%, the passing is 30. That's equivalent to a 75 grade. But in DepEd Order number 15, series of 2026, is increased to 70%. It means for a 10-item test, to get a passing mark, you need to get 7 out of 10. For an examination, example, 60 points examination times 0.7, you need to get 42 points out of 60 to get a 75. That's a 75, huh? A 75 grade. And here's the more exciting part. The continuation is number 50. This year is the last year with a 70% initial grade. Because next school year, DepEd will implement a zero-based grading system. In the zero-based grading system, example, your child only get 5 out of 10. Test 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Exam 50 out of 100. Performance task 50 out of 100. Your child's grade is 50. So next school year, you can see grades 20, 30, 40. That's possible under the DepEd transmutation table. Next. Okay? So, the teachers are also pressured because we know the standing of our kids this time. So we need to really strengthen the instructional block. That when it's instructional block, we really focused on instruction and not on extra class activities. Now here, but for senior high school, we still implement for grade 12 only. 25 for written work, 50 for performance tasks, 25 for quarterly assessment. And for major subjects, 25 written work, 45 performance tasks, 35 for quarterly assessment. For the work immersion of our grade 12 students, even for research, 35% for written work, 40% for performance tasks, and 25% for quarterly assessment. Let me give this one ahead. Because for our grade 12 class, for research subjects, the 40% performance task will come from the actual paper. The chapters 1 through 5, the mock proposal defense, the proposal defense, the mock final defense, and the final defense. That's the 40% performance task. For work immersion, the 40% performance task will come from the partner industry. Example, because our children are the ones choosing their courses, right? Their possible careers and also their possible area for work immersion. And so, when we place them there, we have also asked the supervisor to fill out the evaluation form. And the evaluation score given by the supervisor will comprise the 40% performance task for the work immersion. Next one. For electives, 20% attendance, 80% performance. Same with work education. And for homeroom guidance program, devotional is 30%. Participation to extra class, 40%. And to religious programs, it's 30%. For these subjects, like the work ed and the homeroom, we will have the equivalent descriptive grade. A, advancing for 90 to 100. B, for benchmarking. It's also new. Before we have outstanding, very satisfactory, proficient. This time it's benchmarking. 80 to 89. Connecting, 75 to 79. Developing, 65 to 74. And emerging, 0 to 64. But here, for MVC Academy, while it's true that we can reflect a grade of 60 in the card of the student, but the teachers really find it challenging, especially during remediation time. Because when your child's grade is 60, 61, 62, up to 70, if your child got a 60 grade in the first quarter, it means that's 15 15 points away from 75. Your child needs to get a 90 grade in the second quarter in order to pass. And that's really challenging for both learners and teachers. And I think for you too. So for MVC Academy, we had an agreement to have a floor grade of 70. So if your child's grade is 63, the card reflects it as 70. 68, 70. 60, 70. That's why sometimes during the remedial time, the child keeps on complaining, "Mom, I keep on getting good scores in the remedial, but how come my 70 will still not move?" Because in actual, some children whose grades are 70 are actually 60. So when they do the remedial, they pass by the 61, 62, 65, and it's still equivalent to 70, right? But what's good with a floor grade of 70 is when we do our final remediation, teachers do not remediate on the 70. We remediate on the 71, 72, 73, 74 because these grades are fast moving compared to the 70. So you might notice, for example, if your child keeps on lagging 70, then 72, 73, "Ma'am, nga ito i-balance sa mga 77, buhato na ito kung 70 ng daig, 75 para mabalance tanan." You see, we input still the scores in the class record. And the 70 might be very far from 70. But for MVC Academy, we have a floor grade of 70. Next this is now the grading system. The 70 is the new 75. So an initial grade of 70 must be taken before getting a transmuted grade of 75. That's why whenever we have quizzes, we announce to our students, our quiz now, the total score is 20. The passing is 14. And we keep on reminding them to track because getting a 14 is just equivalent to a 75 grade. So if your child is aiming for higher than 75, then we also encourage and motivate our kids to get higher than the 70% of the score. The final grade here, for number 52, the final grade is computed as the average of the term grades. So if you notice, example, 75, 75, 74, 74. If you compute that, the average is 74.5. But DepEd says, round it off to the nearest whole number. So the 74.5 becomes 75. For the general average, before we only add all the subjects then divide. We do the averaging for all subjects. That is still true for junior high school. For for credit subjects. But for senior high school, DepEd is stating this one. For Key Stage 4 is grades 11 and 12. The general average shall be computed using the equivalent units of each subject. Because before, whether it's PE or Christian beliefs or a major subject, they are treated fairly. But this time, the religion subject will have an equivalent unit credit, because it's only meeting 3 hours per week. Lastly, for the grading system, the teachers will categorize the use of AI. There will be performance tasks wherein AI will be prohibited. And the teacher will state that. Example, math problem solving. Of course, AI is prohibited. Why? Because when you just picture the problem and have it in AI will give you the answer with the procedure. So, AI is prohibited. There are also subjects or performance tasks where the teacher will say limited use of AI or another guided AI use in assessment. And whenever AI will be used, the student will sign an AI use declaration form stating that I only used AI to guide me and my output is done with my own words. That is the new policy this time, to have the AI use disclosure. Next one, tutorial classes. I'll go very fast. We're offering tutorial classes in lieu of the regular subjects. First, for Filipino and Araling Panlipunan tutorial classes is only available to a foreign student or a non-Philippine passport holder. What's this? A foreign student or a non-Filipino Philippine passport holder. Or second, a Philippine passport holder but coming from foreign schools outside the Philippines and has and have not studied in Philippine schools in the past 3 school years. For example, your child is a Filipino but coming from the US and is now in grade 7. We can enroll that in the tutorial class for Filipino and Araling Panlipunan. But in the next year, still allowed, grade 8. In grade 9, still allowed. But in the 10th grade, the child needs to attend the regular classes. From grade 7, 8, 9, we still allow your child, no, we are not allowed. We require your child to still sit in the Filipino and AP classes so they can be used to the language. But the grade is taken from the tutorial classes. But in the 4th year of your stay in the Philippines, regular classes should be the basis for grading. Next one, for senior high school students, by the way, we go back to junior high school. To junior high school students who have failed in 1 or 2 subject areas last year, they will enroll those subjects as overload for this school year. DepEd allows that. It's under conditional promotion. But if more than 2 subjects were failed, then the child will be retained in the grade level. Same is true for the senior high school. If your child is a transferee, then you lack, for grade 12 and you lack some subjects, we ask them to enroll in tutorial subjects. Class attendance. Whenever your child is absent, please send an excuse letter or a medical certificate. For those who are sick, we allow your child to bring an excuse letter if your child is only sick for 1 or 2 days. But for 3 days or more, we require our parents that we seek a medical certificate. Because you see, it's very hard on our end to check that the child has been absent for 1 week for the sickness and there's no attached medical certificate. So please, absence of 3 days or more, please have a medical certificate. A student is only excused from his or her absence and is allowed to do make-up work for missed class activities for the following: sickness, death in the family, wedding of a family member up to 4th civil degree of consanguinity, and emergency cases. Whenever your child is absent, kindly contact the homeroom advisor, and usually the advisor forwards the letter to my office, or you can also copy furnish my office and the advisor. For official school representation, for example, by the way, this time, if you notice in the school calendar, there are no DepEd activities being reflected. Because unlike last year where the dates came in really early, this time the private schools didn't release the dates yet for the DSPC, the CVAP sports, and the rest of these activities. But whenever we send your child to this, we will have the official school representation. And for school official representation, the student will not do makeup class unless what was missed was a performance task, the student, or an exam. The student will receive the highest score for the missed written work. Absences for junior high school should not go beyond 28 meetings for a 4-hour subject. For a senior high school, should not go beyond 14 class sessions. But here, for senior high school, we usually do 2 class sessions a day. Like our classes are, for example, for general mathematics, first period and second period. So that is counted as 2 class sessions. So if that is how we structure the class schedule, it means for senior high school, your child must not go beyond 7 days of absences per subject. Some of our students are selective in the attendance. And so teachers can also drop. Like for example, I drop student A in general mathematics, or while he or she is not yet dropped in other subjects. It depends on the number of absences per class. Quarterly assessment and unit test, we only give special unit test to the subject teacher at most 2 weeks after the scheduled test. If the absence is unexcused, the student will only receive 90% exam score credit. If it's excused absence, like the student got sick, or a family emergency, or financial concerns, the student has an excused absence. So he or she is entitled to a special examination without fee. But when it becomes unexcused, the student needs to pay 30 pesos per subject. Flag ceremony, the safest, we start at the academy at 7:30 in the morning. Whatever the day is, it can be flag ceremony, homeroom, or chapel program. So please send your student to the school before 7:30. In case your child will reason out, "Ma, my schedule is at 8. That is a false testimony, a false statement. The academy starts at 7:30 in the morning. And for every absence, it's equivalent to 1 hour contributed labor, or a payment of 50 pesos to be paid at the cashier. Commuters under the shuttle service are considered excused whenever the shuttle arrives late. Official school representatives will be marked OSR in the attendance sheet and is considered present. For honors, to those who has been present in all flag ceremonies and in all chapel programs, we give citizenship award. But here, there are 2 other conditions. The other is no citizenship delinquency. It means no demerits throughout the whole school year. And second, excused absence is not honored. Example, my child got sick. He or she will be excused from the attendance, from the fine, from the awards that will disqualify the child immediately. Next is for the Academic Excellence Award. By the way, for all of these awards, with honors, with high honors, with the highest honors, the grade must be at least 80% in all credit and non-credit subjects. And for with honors, the general average must be 90 to 94.99. With high, 95 to 97.99. With highest, 98 through 99. For the co-curricular and extracurricular activities, we have official singing groups, the Academy Chamber Singers, and the Teen Airs for senior high school. and also the ensemble. And tomorrow, your child will start listing their names to academic organizations. They can only pick one academic organization. And each organization is limited to about 60 to 70 members, depending on the total enrollment tomorrow. For non-academic organizations, your child can choose more than one, but let us also guide them to just take whatever they can chew. Do not overload. Please let's remind our kids not to overload themselves with extra class activities. We have corresponding co-curricular and extracurricular points. And once you are, having an office with the asterisk, you could not take any other asterisk. Like for example, for SSG, it will not overlap with the ministerial seminar officers. Textbooks are already available. We'll check if we can start distributing, Ma'am Claire, the business office tomorrow or on Tuesday or anytime this week. We'll just let your child sign the charge voucher and it will be charged directly to your school accounts. Religious programs. We have church programs, midweek prayer on Wednesday evening. It starts at 7:10. Same with the Vespers on Friday. And on Saturday, we have the whole day for the Sabbath services for our in-campus students. This year, we have booked the Oliverio Hall, but for Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, while the Audi is undergoing its renovation. However, on some events wherein there's already a prior booking to the Oliverio Hall, we'll also find other ways where we can conduct our church services. We also the foster parenting program or the family group, the outreach ministry, and the media ministry. For the student behavior, for each student at MVCA Academy is given 50 merit points. And whenever there is a violation, we subject some of the violations are subjected to to counseling, to 2 counseling sessions, while others do not undergo counseling. It goes directly to the VPSAS. We will share more of this during the first HSA meeting because the Administrative Council assigned an ad hoc committee to look into, to finalize the student handbook and to finalize the disciplinary measure, especially with the merging of the disciplinary and the investigation committee. However, just a very, we will orient this with your students on Tuesday morning. And we will, after the orientation, we'll also send a hard copy to your kid so you can check it also with them. One thing that we'd like to emphasize here is, where is that one? Second degree offense, number 5, going to questionable places. Especially that we have non-Adventist parents attending or viewing movies in theaters or being in questionable places of amusement such as nightclubs, disco houses, gambling dens, vape shops, and the like. So even if there's a photo of your child with a vape shop at the back, this can be categorized under going to questionable places. We will share more of this during the first HSA meeting, but rest assured, we will share this with our students. Gadget management agreement form. We prohibit the use of gadgets. Hopefully, when our magic glass is done, we ordered a magic glass, wherein when your child will go to school and is bringing a phone, we'll deposit the phone with the advisor in the magic glass. And the phone will be released at the end of the day. Now, what will happen if our students are, that's why we are releasing the teacher's directory, so you can contact the advisor also. Just in case, while waiting for the magic box, or if there are undeposited gadgets, first offense, being caught during class hours and religious services, the gadget will be confiscated, will be endorsed to the academy principal, and the student will sign a counseling form, and the gadget will be returned immediately. Second offense will be returned after a week. Third offense, after a month. Fourth offense, no more confiscation, but it will go to the VPSAS. In case the gadget is used for academic purposes during class hours at the academy premises, a written consent must be secured from the subject teacher, advisor, or school principal. Also, we will ask you to sign the data privacy agreement, wherein you will allow the photos and videos of your child to be published in our official Facebook page, the MVCA Media, for live streaming, publication of honors list, school-related programs, and other legitimate school purposes. In case you don't want your child's face to be published in any of these, please let us know so we can also work hand in hand with our academy media. How you can communicate with us? Bridget already made a text blast with you last Friday for your accounts. For those with siblings, we'll find time to merge all of this. And we also have our emails and personal numbers. We will explore more of the Bridget Parents Portal. But here, in the Bridget Parents Portal, you will see the announcements and the subjects of your students with a grade. And whenever your child is absent, it will send you a text message for every class. And in the absences, attendance, it will also be colored red. If you have any concerns, feel free to let us know so we can also address that. For now, that's the end of my part because we still have from the scholarships office. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lil. From the scholarships office, we have Miss Ellen Peniton, who will explain about our ESC and senior high school voucher and all the other academic scholarships. Ellen.
Okay, blessed morning, everyone. Okay, this morning I will give an orientation about the ESC and the senior high school voucher program, and also the academic scholarship for the school year 2026-2027. So first is the ESC, or the Educational Service Contracting. So what is ESC? So it is a government assistance program that grants tuition subsidies to eligible incoming grade 7 learners subject to established eligibility and prioritization criteria for enrollment in participating private junior high school. So the subsidy covers 4 consecutive years of junior high school beginning in grade 7. In instances where the academic completion extends beyond 4 years, the grant shall remain applicable only for a maximum of 4 years. Continued assistance is conditional upon the grantee's promotion to the next grade level and ongoing enrollment in an ESC participating junior high school. each school year. So for grade 7 to grade 10, the ESC grant is 9,000 pesos per student for the whole year. So this school year, for grade 7, we have allocated slot of 139. So, Ma'am Lil, pila gali atong enrollees karon sa for grade 7? Grade 7? So, our enrolled student for this academic year for grade 7 is 85, and we have allocated slot of 139. Selection of ESC grantees. So we have 4 categories. So first, dili na nato ni basahon tag sa tagsa kay murag madugay ta. So first eligibility is grade 6 graduates under the following. So muna siya poor or near poor based on CBMS, beneficiaries of the Poor Peace, Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino, learners residing JIDCAS, and learners from indigenous people communities, the PWDs, learners with special needs. So the right side is the documentary requirements for the eligibility criteria under category 3. And for the category B, so grade 6 graduates from public schools except those in ALS belonging to poor to middle income households. So at the right side is the documentary requirements. And for category C, graduates grade 6 passers of the ALS accreditation and equivalency test of the Philippine Educational Placement Test belonging to poor to middle income households. So these are also the documentary requirements. And for the last category is the grade 6 graduate from private schools belonging to poor to middle income households. So these are the documentary requirements. So for ineligibility, so learners who fall under of any of the following circumstances shall not eligible for the ESC. First is the learners who are not Filipino citizen. Second, learners residing or studying outside the Philippines. And the last is learners enrolling in non-ESC participating schools. So grounds for ESC application disapproval. So these are the following that constitute valid grounds. No, sorry. First, failure to meet eligibility criteria. Second, falsified or misleading information. Third, late submission. And last, incomplete requirements. So those are the grounds for ESC application disapproval. And these are the grounds for termination of ESC grantees from ESC. So first, dropping out with a school year without a valid reason or as provided under Section 14 of this order, failure to be promoted to the next grade level, received notice of suspension exceeding 2 weeks or dismissal or expulsion from the school on disciplinary grounds following due process conducted by the school. D, failure to re-enroll in the succeeding school year without valid justification except the learners under cases provided in Section 14 of this order who have been duly granted a subsidy extension by DepEd. E, transfer to a private junior high school that does not participate in ESC program. And last is transfer to a public junior high school. Learners who have dropped out for valid and verified reasons may reinstate their ESC subsidy by re-enrolling in an ESC participating junior high school within 2 school years from the time they stop schooling. So the following cases shall constitute the valid grounds for learners to be reinstated. So naata kaning balik ESC grantees balik aral. I think bag-o ni siya sa revised guidelines from PIA. First, cases is the prolonged illness, second, critical accidents, incidents of bullying, so gi-include na nila diari, and force majeure events, displacement due to involuntary relocation, and early parenthood, death of a parent or legal guardian. So those are the cases. Those are the cases that constitute a valid grounds for learners to reinstate sa ESC program. For ESC grantees under transferee, so transferring to another junior high school is permitted. However, an ESC grantee who transfers to a private non-ESC participating junior high school or to a public junior high school shall forfeit the subsidy and shall be considered terminated from the ESC program. So next is the senior high school voucher program. So this subsidy is a government assistance program that grants tuition subsidies to eligible incoming grade 11 learners to broaden access, promote equity, and encourage learners' choice, and to support the completion of senior high school. So this subsidy covers 2 consecutive years of senior high school, so beginning grade 11. So, mo siya in instances where academic completion extends beyond 2 years, the grant shall remain applicable only for a maximum of 2 years. So for grade 11 to grade 12, so the senior high school voucher program grants per student for public is 17,500 for the whole year, and from private is 14,000 pesos. Eligible for this program, so Filipino learners who have completed grade 10 may be considered eligible under the senior high school voucher program, provided that they satisfy at least one of the prescribed eligibility criteria in accordance with the program prioritization guidelines. So, application under the senior high school voucher program shall be processed through 2 modes of application. So first, we have the application category A to D. So application process through the VP participating senior high school, subject to screening, verification, and approval by the senior high school VP school committee. And the second one is through application process through UVAP. So these are the eligibility criteria. So we have 4 categories. So this for category A, a grade 10 completers under the following SEG except alternative learning system. So poor or near poor based on CBMS, beneficiaries of the Pantawid Pamilyang Pilipino program, learners residing in JEDCAS, IP, PWDs, and learners with special needs. And these are the documentary requirements at the right side. Okay, sir. And for category B, so this one, completers from public junior high school except those else belonging to poor to middle income households. So these are also the documentary requirements. And for C is a grade 10 passers of the ALS accreditation and equivalency test of the Philippine Educational Placement Test belonging to poor to middle income households. And these are also the documentary requirements. And the last is a grade 10 ESC grantees. So these are the documentary requirements. And the applicants processed through the UVAP. So these are the first steps. First, access the online UVAP application portal at, that is the website, https://ovap.piac.org.ph. So and follow the instruction to create the OVAP account, voucher applicants must be used a valid and accessible email address. So these steps, I think we have posted it through our Facebook page so that the students will follow the steps to apply the senior high school voucher program through UVAP. So these are the steps. Actually, there are 7 steps to process the senior high school voucher program through UVAP. Okay. The ineligibility for this voucher program is learners who are not Filipino citizens, learners residing or studying outside the Philippines, and last is learners enrolling in non-VP participating senior high schools. So grounds for termination from senior high school voucher. So first, dropping out with a school year without a valid reason, failure to be promoted to the next grade level, suspension exceeding 2 weeks, dismissal or expulsion from the school on disciplinary grounds following due process conducted by the school, failure to re-enroll in the succeeding school year without a valid justification, except for learners under meritorious cases who have been duly granted a subsidy extension by DepEd, transfer to a public educational institution, including those under the state university and colleges and LUC. And last is transfer to a private senior high school that does not participate in the senior high school voucher program. So we have also balik-aral in senior high school. So same lang ang cases. First, prolonged illness, critical accidents. So same lang siya sa ESC. So for transferees, transferring to another senior high school is permitted. However, about a VPB or VP beneficiaries who transferred to a private non-VP participating high school, public school, or SUC or LUC shall forfeit the subsidy and shall be considered terminated from the senior high school voucher program. So these are the income classification. No? So for the poor, less than 13,873,000 per month ang income range for the parents. And for the low income, 13,873 to 27,746 per month. And the lower middle income is 27,746 to 55,492 per month. And the middle income is 55,492 to 97,111 per month. Okay, so last is the academic scholarship program. So we have 3 categories. First is the full academic scholarship, half academic scholarship, and earned academic scholarship. So the guidelines for the full academic scholarship is it is granted to a grade 7 student who graduated as elementary class valedictorian or to a grade 11 student who completed grade 10 as first in rank. To maintain the scholarship, the student must obtain a final grade or at least 93 in all subjects and a general average of 95% or higher. And for the half academic scholarship, granted to a grade 7 student who graduated as elementary class salutatorian or a grade 11 student who completed grade 10 as second in rank. So to maintain, so a final grade for at least 91 in all subjects and a general average of 93% and higher. So how to apply? So we have an application form available at the scholarship office, 2x2 picture, sealed certification from the school or DepEd as valedictorian or top 1 or salutatorian or top 2. And form 137A. Then next is certificate of good moral character. And last, submit sa MVCA office or sa scholarship office. Okay. Sa academic. Okay. By the way, the academic scholarship, you can get the application form to Ma'am Claire Doliano. So, yeah. Okay. Not in the scholarship office. Thank you. For the earned academic scholarship, it is given to a grade 11 or grade 12 student who meets the following criteria. First, who has at least 8 subjects enrolled in each semester or as evaluated by the senior high school academic coordinator. B, whose subject taken in the previous semester at MVC Academy for the senior high school level has grades of at least 93 and general average of 95%. So the student must have not incurred any citizenship delinquency. So how to apply? You can get the scholarship application form through Ma'am Claire Doliano at her office. And I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Ellen. She's our new scholarships in charge. Few reminders and very important. If your grade 10 comes from a private school and is not an ESC recipient yet, please visit the OVAP link because tomorrow is a deadline for the OVAP creation of accounts. After tomorrow, we could no longer apply for the senior high school voucher program. So again, your child completed grade 10 and is not an ESC recipient, let's apply because the application, the closing of the account will end tomorrow. Another is PAC, the Fund Assistance Program, is starting to require national IDs to all of the ESC and senior high school recipients. So please, let us start processing the national IDs, the Philippine national ID of our kids. Whether it's in grade 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we need the national IDs before billing time. Come again, sir? The digital one is okay. The paper one is okay as long as we have a proof for the national ID. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. So right here in the hall, we have time only for 1 or 2 questions. But after this, the teachers will be available outside for around 20 minutes. We'll still be there, so you could ask us any more questions. But 1 or 2 questions that will affect everyone, right? So, okay, shuttle service.
For shuttle service, the pick-up points, I hope you have already joined the group chats for the different routes. There's a different route for Mailag to Lurugan, another for Valencia, another for Lantapan East, Lantapan West, Lantapan East Elementary, Lantapan East High School, another full pack for Mount Nebo, Center Lilingayon, Upper Lilingayon, and another for Lower Lilingayon. Can I see... can you please call Ma'am Wena? Sir Kyrie, can you ask Ma'am Wena to come inside? Thank you. Because after this one, Ma'am Wena will post in the respective group chats the route and the pick-up points and the pick-up time of your kids. So after, when you go out, be sure to see Ma'am Wena if you have more clarification. Ma'am Wena, the amount for the shuttle service can be found in the MVCA brochure. If you didn't have one, please pass by the admissions office of the Teacher's Lounge. Our price now is pegged at 80 per liter. That is the price being set by the finance. This is Ma'am Wena. Please wave your hand, Ma'am Wena. She's the shuttle service in charge. Her name is also in the directory. So whenever you have problems with the shuttle in charge, she's the person to call. Other question?
Okay, yes. Yes, sir. You have the mic.
Ma'am, based sa imuhang explain kaganina, we have 206 class calendar days for this year. While the DepEd requires at least 201, we only have a window of 5 calendar days more clearance na to. Because I work for the local government unit, ma'am, na-consider ba nato, ma'am, na batay a window for adjustment or para sa mga local declaration? Because being in the government, we are very proactive atong na obserbahan man nato nga atong local government, very proactive sa mga weather disturbance or calamities. So the 5-day calendar, the 5-day window clearance ato, ma'am, is this na-appeal ba nato, ma'am, sa atong contingency ang kana nga mga butang? Thank you.
Thank you so much for the question, sir. Based on the DepEd orientation that we had, whenever there are class disruptions caused by the typhoon or by other calamities, we need to shift right away to self-directed learning. So it means that there's no face-to-face classes, but let's remember that especially some of our kids don't have phones with them, but whenever there's a class disruption, we send the learning materials through group chats, or whenever last time, we stationed our teachers to different areas. Like some teachers were stationed near the apartment at Lilingayon to distribute off-site learning materials. Because even if there are class disruptions, as long as you have given self-directed learning materials, it's counted in the number of days. Yes. We don't need to extend because there's a disruption. We just shift right away to another learning modality. Thank you.
I think we have time for one more question. One more question from the floor. Again, for those who would like to ask questions to specific teachers, we will be available at the back. Yes, sir. Yes, student handbook, ma'am.
Actually, our student handbook is bound for printing. However, since the Administrative Council assigned another committee to look into the handbook, hopefully this month, plus with the new DepEd issuances, we need to redo majority of the parts of the handbook. So hopefully before our first HSA meeting or by July, we can distribute the handbook to our students. Yes, sir.
Galibog miya na yung sa cup sa kaning kuan Pathfinder kung biray ba o ganing kuan Sailor's Cup.
Teacher, Pathfinder teacher, where's our Rochelle? Last time we have beret, right? Beret for all. Beret for all, help me remind sir. I know beret for the officers. I'm 100% sure beret for the officers. Pastor Teves for the members. The Sailor Cup. That's it, sir. Lastly, on Tuesday afternoon, we will be distributing the performance tasks. The performance task grid with the materials needed for the quarter for your students. So on Tuesday afternoon, that is for the whole quarter from June up to August, so that whenever there are materials like illustration board, Manila paper, other art materials, you can already purchase it ahead of time. Expect it from us on Tuesday afternoon to be sent to your students. No other concerns? Again, if you have other concerns, we will be waiting. It's 12 past 12. Thank you so much, everyone, and may God bless us all this school year.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lil. Shall we all stand first for prayer? Let's all stand. Okay. Let's bow our heads. Let's pray. Father in heaven, we are so happy, Lord, that we are all together here, working together to face this new school year. Lord, we know that there will be challenges ahead. We know that it will not be all smooth sailing, but we know that if we hold on to your hand, if we let you lead us and guide us, we can successfully finish this year with our students hand in hand, knowing that we have done our best. Thank you so much for this opportunity that we have, and I'd like to ask that you be with our parents as they travel back home. Thank you so much for everything. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you, parents.
Don't forget to pass by the secretariat. The teacher's directory for each grade level is there. Thank you.